Okay, so let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today on a really profound and I think often controversial story.
Oh, definitely.
It's the transformative journey of Marlo Morgan, which is summarized in her work, Bear Shift Urek, or as we know it, Two Hearts.
Right. And our mission today, I think, isn't just to retell the story.
No, not at all.
It's to really distill the core argument here. Because what you see in the source material is this brutal dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
You have the relentless materialism of our modern world on one side,
Right.
and then on the other, this radical spiritual awakening that comes from just absolute harmony with nature. We want to really unpack the mechanics of that.
Absolutely. And when we first meet Marlo Morgan, she's a doctor in Kansas City. So on the surface, she's got it all right. Everything that our society tells you is success.
Career,
Yeah.
stability, status, the whole package.
But the source material is so specific here. The void she feels isn't. It's not about her job. It's a deep spiritual emptiness.
Caused by the monotony.
The monotony, the artificial boundaries, this hyper focus on stuff, on accumulating things. She just felt totally disconnected from anything real. And I think that's not just her story. It's a diagnosis of a wider dissatisfaction.
It's the perfect setup. The conflict is all internal, but the solution has to be external and extreme.
Yeah.
The source really positions her as this symbolic every woman.
Suffocated.
Exactly. Suffocated by routine, by expectation. And she's desperately yearning for a connection to these lost values, to a wisdom that our civilization has just paved over.
And then, almost like the universe is listening, she gets this literal escape route.
A phone call.
A completely unexpected phone call. It's a job offer, a temporary medical assignment in Australia. For someone trapped in that loop, that's not just a job. It's like a cosmic permission to finally rebel.
And that decision to just immediately say yes and go from, the structured grid of middle America to the vast wild nature of Australia, that was her first real act of defiance.
Yeah.
Symbolically, she was already starting to tear down the walls of her old life.
So she gets to Australia. And at first, she's seen what she expects, modern comforts, the cities. But almost right away, her attention gets pulled somewhere else.
To the local Aboriginal community.
And she sees something she didn't even realize she was missing.
And what's interesting is that what resonated with her wasn't their lack of things, of technology. It was their abundance of peace.
Yes.
The sources describe them living in this deep, conscious connection with nature, and they just radiate this ancient wisdom, this inner calm. For Morgan, watching them wasn't anthropology. It was like looking in a mirror and seeing what her own culture had lost.
They were proof.
Proof that a life free from all that material striving wasn't just possible, but that it was deeply nourishing.
Which leads right to the pivot point where her professional job completely transforms into something way more personal. The tribe actually invites her to join them on a journey.
And this invitation is the absolute crux of her transformation. It wasn't random at all. The tribe had been watching her. They saw her willingness to help, her honesty, and I think most importantly, her genuine curiosity.
That searching.
That transparent search for the very values the modern world had, consciously thrown away.
Yeah.
They decided she was ready for a truth that you just can't learn in a classroom.
And then she gets her guide, Uta. The way Uta is described is so important here. He is the physical embodiment of that ancient wisdom.
The calm, wise eyes.
And calm, wise eyes. He's her translator, her protector, but he's really her silent instructor.
That silent communication from him tells Morgan, and it tells you, the listener, that this isn't just some casual trip. This is a spiritual pilgrimage. Uta represents the knowledge that true guidance doesn't need a lot of words or complexity. It just needs presence, pure intention. The journey he's about to lead her on is designed to recover all those pieces of her soul that consumer culture had chipped away.
Wow. That moment must have been terrifying, though, trading her entire professional life for the desolate heart of the desert. So she accepts Uta as her guide. What are the first concrete steps? How do they physically strip away the modern world? It starts with a ritual, right?
The ritual of renunciation, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is total. It's meant to be a shock to the system.
I'll bet.
At the meeting place, the ritual begins, and they take everything she owns, one piece at a time.
Everything.
Everything. This isn't just about, lightening her load for the hike. This is psychological warfare on the ego. Her clothes, her money, her watch, all the things that defined her status and controlled her time.
Gone.
Systematically removed. It's a cleansing,
Right.
a rebirth, a liberation from the chains of material things.
The imagery is so visceral. She's left with just a single piece of cloth, and she's told to walk barefoot. That detail, the barefoot walk, it's so crucial. I mean, modern life wraps us in so many layers: shoes, pavement, cars. We lose that direct connection.
Exactly. Walking barefoot wasn't just a physical hardship. It was instant, humbling feedback from the earth itself. Every stone, every thorn, every grain of hot sand, it was a lesson. It forced her body to listen to the earth's rhythm instead of a clock. She had to become completely present just to survive.
And then there's this moment that just, it always stops me. The tribe gives her a name, Mutant.
Yeah.
That name, it feels so aggressive, maybe even derogatory, especially from a group that calls itself the real people. How does the source material explain that? Is it meant to challenge us?
It's absolutely meant to be challenging. The tribe's definition of mutant isn't biological, it's
But
spiritual. To them, a mutant is someone who has, through their culture, adapted away from the natural divine order of life.
so Western society is the mutation.
They see it as a deviation, yes. Morgan, coming from that world, was a specimen, a mutant who was now trying to revert back to her original pure state. The name signifies she's shedding her old self and is finally ready to belong among people they consider truly, genuinely human.
That just flips the entire script. In her old world, she was a success. To the tribe, she's a deviation from what's real.
Mm-hmm.
And their philosophy is the complete opposite. It's all simplicity, no ambition, no competition, no judgment. They're just focused on, the shared meaning of existence and the rhythm of nature.
And this brings up a really important question for you, the listener, right? How much of your own identity is tied up in the things you own or the status you hold? Morgan's journey, especially this part, it's like a spiritual cleansing. It asks us to look under all those layers the modern world puts on us and see if we can find the authentic human being underneath.
So the physical journey itself becomes the teaching. She spends 4 incredibly hard months in the desert. The heat, the cold nights, the dust.
And the source material frames every single difficulty, not as just random bad luck, but as a specific lesson being whispered by nature's ancient wisdom.
Right.
The physical pain was deliberate. It pushed her way past her comfortable limits, forcing her to confront a resilience, both spiritual and physical, that she never knew she had.
A resilience that our society kind of encourages us to forget.
Exactly. By stripping away all her manufactured tools, she had to tap into this deep well of inner strength, of primal knowledge.
And the source gets into these incredible, almost mythical sounding skills she learns. We're talking about communicating not just with Uda, but with animals, with plants, even the wind.
Yeah, finding water where it seems there is none.
Using every single element of a seemingly barren landscape.
And this is key, because it shows the height of the harmony they achieved. That communication without speaking. It's not magic.
Yeah.
It's perfect, non-verbal unity. It's achieved through pure intention and this profound ecological integration. When there's no ego, no competition, no desire to trick or dominate anyone, spoken language almost becomes, well, unnecessary. They exist through love and a complete integration with nature.
After all of that hardship, all that travel, they finally reach the sacred place. A place described as a center of ancient wisdom with secrets guarded by the Aboriginal people for centuries. It's the spiritual peak of the whole journey.
And this is where the core message of the whole book is finally delivered. The tribal chief, Karak, reveals these ancient secrets, and he delivers the universal warning the book is meant to carry to the world.
And what is that warning?
Karak warned that modern civilization, in its obsession with endless growth and development, is actively destroying the fundamental balance of nature.
So it's a direct critique of our consumption model.
Absolutely. Karak's message is that we're consuming resources at a rate that's totally unsustainable, destroying habitats, and basically sacrificing future generations for immediate artificial gratification.
Yeah.
It's self-destruction fueled by ambition.
And novelty.
And endless novelty.
Yeah.
Karak's warning comes from this cosmic perspective. The tribe sees everything as part of a great sacred cycle in the universe. Nothing is random. All beings are connected in this grand dance of life, death, love, loss.
So if we break that rhythm,
If you shatter the rhythm of nature, the point is you inevitably shatter yourself.
and in that moment, Morgan realizes her responsibility. She was chosen not just to see this, but to survive it and bring that message back. To remind the mutants of the West how to return to a life of love and peace, to shed all those surface-level values that are just distracting us from ancient truths.
The re-entry into our world must have been almost impossible to process. Morgan comes back to America, but she's a fundamentally different person.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Just think about it. Going from silent, intentional existence to the chaos of a modern airport, The noise, the rush, the manufactured urgency of it all, she was just completely detached from the priorities she used to accept as normal.
The internal shift was just tectonic. Her focus was no longer on any external measurement, not material things, not her job status, not social success. All of that just seemed hollow.
Hmm.
Her whole world pivoted to inner power, the
Yeah.
capacity for true love, and this imperative to live in harmony with the laws of the natural world.
And that kind of knowledge, it can't be contained, you know? The need to share it was immediate. So she started writing. She tried to channel the essence of the desert, the wise look in the tribe's eyes, nature's silent whispers, and turn her own unique experience into a universal call to remember these forgotten values.
Which brings us right back to that central metaphor in the title. Beer shift Uruk, the two hearts.
Yes, and the source material defines this so beautifully. It urges us to see the conflict happening inside of us.
So there's one heart.
One heart is the one we tend to lose. The one that gets filled with all the complexity and emptiness and the ego-driven schedules of the modern world. It beats to the rhythm of finance and competition.
And the other heart, the true heart.
That one stays filled with divine love, with ancient wisdom, with the rhythm of the universe. It's the heart that's connected to Karak's cosmic order.
So the mandate is pretty clear then.
It's clear and it's demanding. We have to intentionally strip away the artificial boundaries, the pointless competition, the overwhelming materialism that separates us from life's essence and breaks our sacred bond with nature. That's the only path to rediscovering our true, pure humanity, compassion, love, and lasting peace.
This deep dive has really taken us on a journey. From a doctor in Kansas City with this internal void, through 4 months of painful, transformative renunciation, and back again as the mutant walking a modern path. The story is such a profound and necessary mirror for our own lives.
It is. The final synthesis here is really the urgency of the message. Morgan's experience urges us to see that if we can allow those two hearts to beat in harmony with the sacred order of the universe, all the chaos, the ambition, the consumption craze of the modern world, it just immediately loses its power over us. It's like an instruction manual for returning to the essence of life and putting the sanctity of nature above the ego.
You know, what really stands out to me going through all this material again is how much the tribe relied on silent, nonverbal communication.
It should. And think about this. The Aboriginal tribe communicated deep wisdom, passed on universal laws, and lived in perfect peace, without speech, without written dogma, without judgment, and without hate. If modern humanity, with all our technology, our complexity, all the political noise and endless information, if we were suddenly forced to shed all our possessions, turn off the internet, and communicate only through pure, verifiable intention, the silent language of the two hearts, would we find that we too carry the silent wisdom required to survive and thrive? Or would the sheer volume of our internal ego-driven chatter finally reveal just how far we've drifted from our core humanity? It's something to really consider as you navigate the noise of your own daily life.